Alright, 7th graders, today we're going to talk about solving proportions, and our essential question is, can you solve a proportion? There are 3 possible methods for solving proportions. You can use whichever one works best for you. The first method is to use mental math. And we'll talk about each of these as we move on through the notes. The second method is to use multiplication. And the third method is to use cross products. So you have quite a few options in this lesson for solving proportions. Let's take a look at the first one. We're going to use multiplication to solve each of these. If we want to use multiplication, we just look for our variable, which in this case is x, and we say, okay, if I don't see any of this, how do I get rid of divided by 21? I multiply by 21 on both sides. And here I can say, okay, 21 times 5 is 105. And if I divide that by 7, I get 15 for my answer. Let's use multiplication again. To get rid of divided by 6, I do the opposite, which is multiply by 6. So I get W equals 6 times 6 is 36, divided by 9 is 4. And the last one, here's our x. To get rid of divided by 15, I multiply by 15 on both sides. And we have to do 15 times 12, which is 180, and 180 divided by 10 is 18. So that's how we can use multiplication. We can also use cross products. So to use cross products, I'm going to say, okay, x times 10 is 10x, 8 times 7 is 56, and then I know how to get rid of this. 10 times x, I do the opposite, so I divide by 10 on both sides of my equal sign. I get x is 5.6. So here I do y times 3 is 3y, and 17 times 9, 9 times 7 is 63, 9 plus 6 is 15. And then to get rid of the 3, I divide by 3. So 153 divided by 3 gives me 5. 3 goes into 3 one time, so my answer is 51. And the last one, 2 times 28 is 56. 7 times x is 7x. To get rid of the 7, I divide by 7 on both sides. 56 divided by 7 is 8. Alright, let's take a look at the real-world application. The toll on a turnpike is proportional to the number of miles driven. How much does it cost to drive 150 miles? Well, I can see on my graph that it costs $7.50 to drive 100 miles, and it costs $15 to drive 200 miles, And I want to know what it costs to drive 150 miles. Well, there's 150, but we can't just guess what it's going to cost. So I can say it costs $7.50 to drive 100 miles. So this is money and this is miles. And I want to know how much it's going to cost, so I leave that space, to drive 150 miles. And now I can do either multiplication or cross product to solve this. So I'm going to do cross products. 150 times 750 gives me 1,125, and then I have to divide by 100, so that's going to move my decimal 2 places, so it's going to cost me $11.25. Now we can check and see what if that makes sense or if it's close. So here at 150, I would say I'm around $11.25. That looks about right. Our next question is, how much does it cost to drive 75 miles on the turnpike? So I would again set this up as $7.50 for 100 miles. How much does it cost for 75 miles? So now I'm going to do 7.5 times 75. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 7 is 35, 36, 37. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 7 is 49, 50, 51, 52. So when we add this up, we get 562.5 with our 1 decimal point. And then we divide by 100, so we have to move the decimal point 2 more times. So for 75 miles, it's going to cost us $5, and I'm going to round this 63 cents. So I have some problems for you to try. I'm going to do the first one in each section, and then you can try the rest for your homework assignment. Using multiplication here, so I look for my variable. I say, okay, there's the 40. How do I get rid of divide by 40? I multiply by 40. And so here I have 3 times 40 is 120. 120 divided by 10 is 12. On number 2, I look for my variable. I see it's divide by 77. So to get rid of divide by 77, I have to multiply both sides by 77. So you need to do 77 times 6 divided by 11 to get your answer. Take a look at number 4. This time we're going to use cross products. So 16 times k is 16k, and 6 times 8 is 48. And then I know to get rid of the 16, I would divide since it's being multiplied. So I get k equals 4. 3, not 4. 3, sorry. On number 5, you're going to multiply 5.4 times 8 and 7 times 27, set them equal to each other, and then divide. On number 7, a cell phone company charges $5 for 250 text messages. How much does the company charge for 300 text messages? So it's $5 for 250 messages. How much does the company charge? So we're looking for this number for 300 text messages. Go ahead and do those 5 problems for homework, and have a great night.